First, fast, accurate, live. This is WSBT 22 News on Fox.
Good morning. It is 7:30 and you are taking a live look in Mishawaka this morning. You can see some clouds out there this morning as more kids head back to school for the first day of school. I'm in the Weather Center with meteorologist Carrie Peugeot. And Carrie, we are talking about some showers today.
Yeah, we'll see a little bit of rain. What you're getting this morning is a lot of water in the air, not falling rain. We have some fog. The humidity is really high, so it feels pretty soggy outside and wet this morning. We have a lot of dew on the ground that you will see, but our best chance for rain is actually later this afternoon and as we get into the evening. I'll show you that here coming up. Outside just getting going this morning, you may see that haziness. That's the water that the air is holding, and temperatures in the middle 50s. Now, this certainly isn't a cold start to the day, but it's cooler than yesterday morning and definitely cooler than where we should be. Usually this time of year, we're in the low 60s in the morning and low 80s in the afternoon. Obviously, you know, we haven't been doing that the last 3 or 4 days. 55 right now in LaGrange and Sturgis and Dowagiac. 58 along the lakeshore in Stevensville. We have mid-50s in South Bend. Lakeville coming in at 57 degrees. Granger, you're down to 53 this morning, and we're at 54 in Michigan City along the lakeshore. We do have still a pretty decent day as far as temperatures are going. We're talking cooler than normal, but not that far. We'll end up in the mid-70s this afternoon. But as we get to the warmth of the day, we will also be tracking more rain. Not a lot showing up on the radar this morning. We have rain showers kind of around us, and we've only had a couple of blips of green even close to us, maybe a few sprinkles this morning. But our best chance of rain will come after lunchtime. So we still have that chance, about a 30% chance. I'm going to time out those showers for you this afternoon, coming up in just a few minutes.
Carrie, thank you. Happening right now, the search is on for suspects responsible in a blast that damaged a mosque in a suburban Minneapolis area. No one was injured in the Saturday morning blast, but the imam's office was damaged. The FBI is now handling this investigation. Agents have recovered parts of a device and are trying to figure out how it was made. The FBI is also looking into whether this incident is a hate crime. New this morning, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson apparently dodging a meeting with a North Korean diplomat, a top diplomat at that. Right now, Tillerson is at the Association of Southeast Asian Nations in Manila. Tillerson skipped a dinner that both men were scheduled to attend. Over the weekend, the UN Security Council voted to enact new sanctions on North Korea following the country's tests of intercontinental ballistic missiles. Officials have said those missiles have the potential to carry nuclear weapons. Chicago taking the Justice Department to court in defense of its so-called sanctuary city status.
Chicago will not let our police officers become political pawns in a debate. Chicago will not let our residents have their fundamental rights isolated and violated.
Officials are planning to argue grants can't be withheld from cities the administration says aren't cooperating enough with immigration and customs enforcement officials. The city will be in federal court today. Time now 7:33. A 15-year-old shot by police in Gary last week has died. Lake County Sheriff's deputies say the teenager was one of 5 suspects in the armed robbery of a cell phone store in Munster. A police chase that began in Munster ended in Gary after the suspect's vehicle went off a road and they ran from police. A spokesperson says police shot the teenager after the teen pointed a gun at officers. 3 other suspects were arrested while 1 other suspect is still at large. Right now, 2 Indiana police officers in hot water after being caught sleeping in their patrol car. This reportedly happened near a cemetery in Richmond, which is just east of Indianapolis. A woman spotted the officers and posted these pictures online. The chief plans to start an investigation into this reported incident and the officers. The chief says sleeping on the job is, quote, unacceptable. 7:34 new this morning, an Iowa mother putting out a stern warning to parents. This after her son developed cold sores on his face and mouth. Doctors told the mom he had the flu or a bad case of hand, foot, and mouth disease. But after being tested, results said the child had herpes. Cold sores are highly contagious and can be spread by saliva, skin, and touching things contaminated with the virus. Symptoms like a fever or blisters can start 2 to 12 days after exposure.
All I can say is just be cautious, watch, it could be anybody, your best friend, your sister, your brother, your mom. Everybody needs to wash their hands, sanitize. If you see a cold sore or anything on them, just don't let them come by your baby.
Doctors say the baby will carry the virus for the rest of his life. Health concerns forcing a Southwest Michigan summer camp to close. More than a dozen campers became sick at the YMCA Camp Eberhart. A new session of camp was scheduled to start this weekend, but the Michigan Department of Health recommended the camp close down to clean the grounds. The camp says they hope to continue this week's session on Wednesday. Officials say the entire session, though, could still be canceled. UCLA, the latest victim of a cyber hacking. The university announced an alleged cyber attack in May on an administration server. The server holds personal information of thousands of students. A UCLA spokesperson says the affected students are ones who provided personal information to the school before April of 2016. The school is already sending notifications to those current and former students. It's also offering 1 year of free identity protection services to anyone affected. Today, federal charges are expected to be announced in a cyber threats case impacting Plainfield, Indiana schools. The investigation began back in 2015 when a Facebook user began posting violent threats targeting the high school. Those messages caused the school to shut down. 2 days later, more threats were made against nearby businesses. 3 people were taken in for questioning last year, but it's unclear if those suspects are being charged. Time 7:36. Kids will soon be heading back to class in South Bend, but will there be enough teachers? Right now, the district needs to fill 100 teaching positions. That's according to Christian Scheckler with our reporting partners at the South Bend Tribune. The president of the teachers union says the job openings reflect a statewide and nationwide struggle to attract and keep teachers. If the district is unable to fill all of these positions, some classes will need to be combined. Starting today, teachers can ride the South Shore for free. The free rides go through Sunday on all off-peak and weekend trains. Teachers are asked to show their school ID. South Shore officials say they wanted to do something for those who impact all students in our area, and this is one way to give teachers a fun, relaxing getaway before class. Time now 7:37. Coming up on WSBT 22 News on Fox, a former president's daughter not holding back when it comes to getting down at Lollapalooza. And it looks like the Midnight Munchies are being replaced. Still ahead, where you can get your oyster fix 24/7.
And here is a live look outside in Mishawaka. We have lots of clouds this morning. We are tracking some rain that we will see, and I'll have the best chance for that coming up next.